feel like we need one of those, like, and
The little thingies.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ashley.
And I'm not Ashley. I'm Sadie. And this is the Misfits podcast. So, hi, hello, welcome. Enjoy our super awkward journey. We have no idea what we're doing.
Super awkward.
But we're here to basically just talk about all things life, from gym to health to wellness, relationships. I mean, even we'll get a little bit of some hair action, skin action.
Beauty, lady stuff.
Yeah, beauty. Yep. Especially hormones. Ashley Duncan is gonna be our hormone lady over there, little baby doctor. But yeah, so this is gonna be our first episode. I'll just
Not
a little bit
doctor.
of. We're gonna do a little bit of intros here. You guys get to know us, who we are, what we're about. Like I said, it's our very first one, so it's gonna be a little rough and ready, but hopefully you guys enjoy the ride. So
Stick around.
Yeah, we'll manage.
yes.
Look at it.
Everything's okay.
All right. You go first.
I go first?
You go first.
Okay,
Who are
so
you?
this is Ashley Nelson. So we're gonna do our intros, talk about competitions, family-wise, professions, hobbies, all that stuff. So, competition-wise, I started off as a bikini competitor back in 2017.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I was a baby. I was a baby bikini competitor.
I told
Was it
everybody
the
gets
bikini?
bigger.
Yeah, or was it
was
was it
bikini.
like the
No,
mod, like
bikini.
the not fit model, that's the
Okay,
new one,
so-
but it was like the
Way
That's-
back when, NGA.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, strictly natural. So we have bikini model. So I'm technically a pro in both. So yeah, I started off as bikini, and then they introduced bikini model, and then I did bikini model, became a pro there as well. So yeah, I was a baby bikini competitor. And then in 2020, I did my figure and women's physique debut at the biggest show in the Midwest in St. Louis, and been doing those divisions ever since. Did my first national show last year. As far as family pets, I am married. I've been married since 2020. Go to COVID weddings. That was fun. Not really. Been together since 2017 as well. I have a cat. No children. Don't plan on having children. A gym owner, personal trainer. Hobbies. I like to draw. I'm a black and white artist, dabbling into color, and it's interesting.
When you said I'm a black and white artist, I thought you were going to insert person.
No.
I was like,
No.
that seems fitting.
Okay. I specialize in black and white. How's that sound? Pencil and charcoal.
But it's still fitting.
It's still fitting. Yes. I am not black. I am white.
No. I meant like things with you are very.
Oh.
You will never have to question where you are at with Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Nelson
No,
I'm,
no.
I'm a black and white person.
That's what I meant.
Most definitely.
Yeah. That's what I
You're
meant.
either gonna like me or you're gonna hate me. I don't care either
Or-
way.
You speak your mind, and
Yeah.
that is okay.
Mhm.
That is okay.
Yeah. So you guys will learn. I like to
I
cuss
think we're
a lot.
great blend here.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll talk about a little bit kid stuff, but definitely I mean, I'd have the earmuffs on most of the time because there's gonna be a few fucks, a little bit of shit drops. But...
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. You know what? Is that really any worse than the shit that we have on like music? I mean, just a couple weeks
WAP?
ago.
No, probably not. No,
WAP, or,
yeah.
like, what was that other one? You and I
Oh
just talked
gosh,
about
it
a couple
was
weeks ago.
fuck.
I know who it is.
Bruno Mars.
Yes. It's like
Whatever his song, that was disgusting. There.
Okay.
Bruno Mars has one?
Bruno
Oh,
Really?
girl.
Mars. It is disgusting. It's gross.
What?
It's just it.
You guys, I'll look it up. You
She's
guys keep
looking it
talking.
up, and we'll play a little less snippet. But
Ooh, I don't know if we can play. I think we'll get banned.
oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
well,
all of
we
you.
won't. Yeah.
We'll tell you the title.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
tell
you
you
guys
how-
can leisure at
yes,
your
exactly.
Yeah, and make sure the kids are not listening.
Yeah.
Well, if they listen to Cardi B, I think you'll be fine.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So.
Touche.
Wrong.
Oh, it's called Fat, Juicy, and Wet. So there you go. Look it up. Listen
Oh.
to it. If that tells you anything.
Bruno.
It took
Yeah.
me a while to even know what WAP stood for.
Same.
I learned from my children. Yeah. So
I think we learn a lot from
some of
children.
the terms that happen in that song, I
Mhm.
learned from the children.
See, and this is
That's
why
good.
I can't have children. One of the many reasons why I don't want children.
You learn
because I would
so many
backhand the
things,
shit
though.
out of
And
them.
here's the thing, like Sadie has small children, which she will talk about, but all my kids are grown. So it's a whole different when your kids grow up, life changes.
Yeah, and I'm over here just happy as can be without any children.
Like I'm just living.
Except for when
I got my cat. I'm good.
take one to the gym with me, and then I'm like, here you go.
And
They're
I'm
super feral.
No.
They're super feral.
Yeah, well, like the gym has been to the kids. The kids have been to the gym with me when they were little. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But, like I don't think I ever. Well, maybe the last one came with me quite a bit when she was little.
Mhm.
Like I see you with your kids quite a bit. I think that's awesome.
Mhm.
Like I think if you expose your kids to the gym setting at an early age, they
Well, it's monkey
They
see, monkey
normalize
do.
it.
You
Exactly.
know.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
like I
They
was
they love
saying,
it. They love it.
Kids want kids want kids. Jesus fuck.
Okay, my four
Parents want kids.
my 4.5
but don't want
does.
kids.
yes.
God. Okay. There's my brain cell. I'm done.
Yeah, no, my 4.5 did tell me when she grows up she's gonna be a mom, and she's gonna be a stay-at-home mom, and not have to do anything and drink coffee like her mommy does. And I was
Is
like,
this what you're doing at home?
I was like,
I was gonna say.
I was like, first of all, I don't know where you got that life model from, because homegirl, I work. But you know what? You have big goals, and I am here for it. We will find you a rich farmer, and you can do
Yeah,
this.
There you go. There you go. We do live in Iowa.
Oh, the rich farmers. I think they're gone a lot.
Like, look, I mean, if you met that girl, I don't think it's gonna be an issue for her.
Yeah, I think
she's
she'll be
down.
fine. I think she'll be
She's
fine.
down. She just needs
Yeah.
her coffee and some Bluey, and she's
Yeah.
set.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine.
But anyway, other Ashley.
All right. Okay. I'm Ashley Duncan. So I also competed. I have not competed now for 2 years, almost 3 years this summer.
Yeah.
That seems like a long time.
That does seem like a long time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just last year.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a long
There's
time,
that.
but yeah, I feel like you're like
Not
still.
much has changed since then. But
Mhm.
anyway, when I got into competing, I honestly had never really heard of it before. I
Yeah.
mean, I had my dad was big into weightlifting and that, and he would talk about these like big weightlifters, think like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he had like some posters and stuff like that. But that was really all I knew. But I can remember going places sometimes, and people would ask like, "Oh, do you compete?" And I never really understood what that meant. But somebody I followed on Facebook, she was going through her competing journey, and I remember thinking like, oh, because I was kind of getting to the point, after you have kids, and maybe like some of you can relate to this, you get into the routine of your workouts. Like you just show up to your workout, you set your timer for an hour or whatever, and you do your stuff, and you're not really pushing yourself. You don't really have motivation unless you have like an event coming up or a photo shoot or
Yeah.
someone's
Yep.
wedding and I was just in that part of my life where I just felt like just kind of in a rut from a fitness standpoint. And I had been doing fitness like since middle school. I mean, I was the gym rat. Was never a cardio buddy, thank God.
Nope. You won't catch me doing cardio unless I'm
Yeah,
prepping for a
yeah.
show.
Right.
Sadie.
So I originally did
It's my job.
the figure division, which for those of you, you'll start to understand more with competing because, it'll get brought up in that. But figure was more upper body dominant, and that was where genetically I just fell better into
You had-
division.
Dealt for days, just for no reason.
Right,
For
right.
no reason.
But here's the thing, like I can never get my back whipped. And part of that is because of my SpongeBob belly, like very square. And if you have a tiny waist, that illusion. Anyway, so I did figure for 2 years. I did okay. I went to 2 national shows, did not place well. And I really worked my tail off, but just.
And you also got to think about it too. Like these girls are even bikini.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I need to be a fucking bikini competitor.
Right.
They're getting big.
They're
Mhm.
big.
Especially at the pro
And,
level, these
yeah.
girls are big.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I need to try bikini to see how I
Right.
fucking do.
Actually, I think I do well. That's for sure. but yeah, so in 2020, I switched over to bikini, which is more, balanced look. Again, we'll get to divisions later, but I felt like I fit that category a little bit better. However, I really had to bring my upper body down. So anyway, I turned pro in bikini after switching to bikini. Only I switched in, oh gosh, I have to think of it. I switched to bikini like the beginning of 2020, like when everything shut down, and I went pro in November. So it was at my third national show.
You went pro that fast? Because I remember you going through and
Well,
okay.
Because bikini had become so muscular,
You were already muscular.
I was already there
for it. Yeah.
I just had to
You just had
calm
to-
down a little
Yep.
bit.
Yeah.
And so I actually had to incorporate more cardio to bring down my legs a little bit. We completely went off upper body training and anyway. So competed for pro a couple years and
Which sucks because you did all that
I
work
know,
to
and-
bring up your upper body just to bring it down.
Yeah.
bring it down. Right. So you play the game. But
Stupid.
Um,
Welcome
yeah.
to competing, guys.
So I mean, we can get more into our individual competing stories, but family wise, between my husband and I, we have 5 daughters. The youngest is a sophomore, and the oldest is finishing graduate school this spring, and the rest are in between, and they all do really well. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse almost 20 years, I think going on my 19th year. And I've worked in variety settings. I always kind of joke that I'm the jack of all trades, but master of none. That's good. It works with our schedule, our family, and currently back in school. So that is also exciting. And I really want to focus on women's health and hormonal health and just more into the wellness aspect of things and helping men and women, have a better quality of life, I guess. Like, I don't want to be taking care of people when they've already been sick. Like, I've already done that for how many years? I want to help people prevent some of this or maintain where they're at. And you can incorporate that with fitness, with working out, with, so many avenues. So that's really what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're not just back in school. You're going to school for your nurse practitioner, which is like baby doctor. So.
Hard. Well, thank you. It is super difficult, and it takes a lot of time. But I wanted to do this, and I know I will be really proud of myself when I'm done. So this is more of a personal goal at this point, and just gotta get through.
You gotta have goals. Set yourself up for success, not failure.
And I am married.
Well, you did say me and my husband.
Oh yeah, I did say
have
that.
Five daughters. Yeah, my husband and I. English. It's hard.
If you guys haven't noticed, we have like maybe 3 brain cells combined most days. It's
Oh come on, I got like 2.
5. We have 5 on a good day.
That would be 4. Oh, well.
See?
No, mine went away. Mine's gone.
Hey, we come back to it. I didn't think of an interesting thing. I don't know. Like, nothing's really interesting about me. I think I'm pretty boring.
I think okay. So we can talk about this later on because I know some competitors have like drug issues. I was a cocaine addict for about 4 to 6 months back in 2016. That would be something interesting for me. I've been clean since then, obviously, but I mean, a lot of competitors have drug issues, and you would never think it because being fit, you don't think about that. So that's my interesting fact about me.
I'll have to think of one.
Interesting facts about Duncan.
Okay, no, I will ponder on that. You do your intro.
Okay, well, I'm Sadie, as we found out. I'm not an Ashley, so that's fun.
The only weird one.
I am the misfit among the misfits, but yeah. So I'm Sadie. I am relatively new to competing. I think my first show was in 21. After my first kid, so I've only been competing off and on since then. So about 4 or 5 years, but I've had 2 kids in that time span. So
I can't believe it's been that long either.
I know.
I'm red as your tan.
I know. Yeah. So, I mean, interesting fact about Duncan, she's seen all of my lady bits up there with the tan sponge. So
That has a often get brought up with the joys of competing.
Yes.
Yeah, what
Yes.
that means. Because some of it, I think many people truly do not understand. Number one, how expensive.
I was gonna say how
competing
expensive
Yes.
it is.
expensive.
Yes.
Public service announcement: if you are even considering competing, I mean this when I say start budgeting now.
Yes.
All the nickel and dime stuff that starts coming up that you don't even realize is a thing, and
Mhm.
then you find out you have to pay for it, and you don't want to cut corners. I know on Instagram, social media, you see girls that are like, "Oh, I do this instead. I do this instead." When you get to national and pro level shows,
Makes a
every
difference.
detail matters.
Yes.
So unless you are really dang good at doing your hair, your makeup, your tan, some of those things that you can
I
cut
do.
cost in,
Mhm.
but
You've
sure
got
you
a
look
look
good.
that you've got
Right.
it mastered and it
Right.
looks
and
well.
I doubt someone could replicate that. And that's what.
Yeah.
But you've seen what I mean. The people
Yeah.
that go up on
Yes.
stage and they look like fairies
Yeah.
because they're like eyeshadows green up to their
Mhm.
eyebrows because they
Yeah.
did it to match their suit.
Mhm.
So anyway,
That's another thing. Don't
yeah.
match your suit.
But
Don't
yeah,
match your
I
suit.
I can't wait for one of
Blue.
those episodes.
It's fucking blue.
Blue.
Stop doing blue eyeshadow.
Super
For
like
fuck's
super
sake.
super
Yes.
blue. Yeah. Yep.
Stop fucking doing it. Especially bikini, because blue and red are like prime colors for bikini. Stop doing blue fucking eyeshadow. Just stop. Do a neutral.
But it'll be fun. You know, we
Yes.
will definitely have to do an episode.
Off
where we
topic.
just dive deep. I know.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't noticed, I will rant. I'm a ranter. I'll
Little
shut
squirrel
down.
We will
moments.
Bring you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, keep going. Sam.
Anyway, yeah. So I've been competing off and on for about 4 or 5 years. I've only competed in the figure division for NPC. And like I said, I had a couple kids in between there. So married, I've got 2 littles right now. I've got a 4.5 and a 2.5-year-old, and they are absolutely feral. Our schedules are insane. The amount of stuff we do. So I can't even imagine when they get older. It's gonna be, I literally need more hours in the day. It's
It
not.
is tough.
It's not okay.
Mhm.
I can remember thinking, like, when the kids get older, things will slow down.
Oh, it
They
just gets
get-
faster.
It gets faster.
Yes.
But it becomes
Sports.
a different kind.
Yeah.
Right. It's a different kind of busy.
Yes.
But one thing that will change your life, I am telling you, is when they have your license. It is life-changing. However, nothing is more scary than sitting as a passenger with your child
Yes.
for the first time behind the wheel.
Oh my gosh, I could talk about a fucking video I saw last
it's
night.
so scary. And I would find my feet doing these like, the pedals, like trying to push the brake. That's
Like a
not
driver's
there.
ed car, how they have it on their side too.
And
Yep.
then both of the girls would notice, like when I would grip the door.
And then they
They'd be
get
like,
more
"Will you
nervous.
stop that?" Fine. Fine.
I just saw my
Everything
life
is fine.
flash before my eyes because you didn't see that car, but we're good.
Yeah. So yeah, your kids. Yeah.
Let's get them a
busy for
fucking
sure.
moped.
Oh, they've already got dirt bikes.
There you go. Get them a fucking moped. That'll be
Oh
fine.
man. But yeah, so hobbies. I do. Shoot, I mean, we do pretty much anything, everything. Our family's pretty big adrenaline junkies. I mean, we do
Mhm.
motocross, motorcycles, racing, hiking, canoeing, outdoor stuff, indoor stuff. We do lots of sports.
4-wheelers are better.
I know,
Um,
because both of you. Okay, so Nelson and Sadie are both into what do you call that stuff like?
I say
Extreme-
motocross,
extreme
ATV, UTV.
sports?
Yeah. Oh yeah, extreme. Yeah, extreme sports.
It would be,
Extreme
yeah.
sports?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm Team Yamaha 4-wheeler, YFZ 450R.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that means.
She's fast. She's fast. She's got
Okay,
twist
she's
throttle
fast.
too. Oh yeah. She's fast.
We've got right now we've got a collection of stuff, but I'm usually team Kawasaki, but we've got Kawasaki quad, and I don't do quad, so I have no idea what it is. It's my husband's. But I've got a KXF 250. We just got a 250 Suzuki, and my oldest has a Yamaha PW50,
Wait a minute. But your oldest is like 4.
4.5.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
We just took our training wheels off, so it's gonna be this is a big season for us.
Oh my gosh. So when the girls were super tiny, they had like a little 3-wheeler. I can remember that. Like,
Ooh,
and I think it was
Death
a
trap.
those things are scary. What the fuck?
Okay, and here's the thing. At the time, I did not I was not aware of that. Do you know how many ATV accidents come
Dude.
to the
Okay, and also
Really
four
department.
four wheelers are so much more dangerous than 2 wheels. So anyone that tells you different, Trust me,
but
they're so much more dangerous.
the three-wheelers
Why,
are
why do
worse
you say
though,
that?
right?
Oh, three-wheelers are the worst.
Oh,
Right, 'cause
oh
they're
yeah,
just off
for sure.
balance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I don't even know why they're. That's like it's like
Well, and
a
the tires are
wheelbarrow
way
with
more
a
bouncy
motor.
'cause
Yeah.
they're thicker.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, a
you
wheel-
go up over a hill, you're just boom.
Yeah.
My uncle broke both of his arms at the same time on a
Wow.
three-wheeler.
I never
Awful.
thought about that because when you push a wheelbarrow, you're constantly like trying
Yeah.
to maintain balance.
Awful.
And you're shaky the whole time.
And then you add a
Now
motor to
add
it.
a motor.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so extreme sports. I do extreme sports. My family does extreme sports, and we should just have frequent flyer miles to the ER. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you'd be
We'll get there.
surprised. I never have, and I
Knock
get
on
pretty
wood.
reckless.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do, like I said, do all that. I'm a full-time first responder. I work nights, so I have a pretty decent perspective on. I mean, Duncan does too, but I mean, as far as like shift working, mom life is not great. I mean, working while you're also trying to compete and have health goals, and shift work on top of that, nights,
Plus
all
the
that
family
stuff, plus the
that
family.
I don't have to worry about, but
Yeah,
my
we got a
gym is my
business.
family.
We got a business.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
and you guys are super busy too. So
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody is busy. It's just everybody's busy looks different. But
Yes.
it
Yes.
doesn't make it any more or less important.
exactly.
It's
And
just
managing
a
your
different
time.
Right,
Yes.
managing your time.
Yep.
I think it is frustrating when people, everybody has their own story, but I think
Mhm.
it's frustrating when people are like, well, I just don't have time to go to the gym. You make the time. I
Yes.
guarantee how many people would get on their phone right now, pull up your screen time on your
Mhm.
phone. How long have you spent scrolling or just
Exactly.
things that, if you're walking on the tread even, you could be scrolling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's activity, that's movement.
Yes.
So that, and not that I'm not empathetic towards those who truly do have a busy life, but I will tell you, a good friend of mine, she is a provider, and I won't say where, because there's lots of, I'm friends
Creeps.
with, well, I'm just like, I have friends in all different states, professions. So anyway, I have a friend who is a provider, and she's got 3 children, and she works her tail off. And I'm telling
Mhm.
you, I don't know how she does it, because she still shows up for her kids. She still shows up for their hobbies,
Mhm.
their family time. And I don't know how, but she finds ways to work out. And
Because she's disciplined.
yes,
Yeah. So
there's
and
a
I'm
difference
like, if
between
someone
motivation
like that
and
can do
discipline.
it and get it done and still be a decent human being at home to their family,
Right.
They need a medal.
Yeah.
So there, it is.
Yeah.
It is doable, you guys.
Yes.
You
very
just
much
gotta
so.
want it.
You gotta want
That's
it,
it.
and you,
You
have
gotta
to
want it.
find what works for you, schedule wise. And if you don't want to do a certain type of cardio, for example, don't do it. There's
Right.
lots of options.
Right,
So
like-
you gotta find what works for you that you're gonna stick with.
Yes, and like especially like when it's nice right now, if I've got like low intensity or steady state stuff, I would much rather take my dog and kids for a walk, and we can literally go to one of the parks around. I'll tell them like, "Oh, we gotta do our cardio, and then we'll go to the park," and like they think it's super fun. They're
Mhm.
like, I feel like I ruined my kids, so we don't do walks, we do cardio.
That's okay.
But yeah, so like we'll go do that, and it's like you're getting outside, you're still spending time with like your family and stuff, but you're also still managing to meet your goals. Like people like that say like, I don't know how you do it, like work all night, have kids all day and stuff like that. It's like you just make them part of it. You
Yeah.
make it part of your schedule. They know it's a non-negotiable, and there's different phases. Obviously, when I'm in off season right now, I'm way less hardcore. I have to get this workout in. I have to get this cardio in. There's a lot more flexibility, and I'm able to kind of have more of that balance and go through. And that makes it really nice. Some people think fitness or health or wellness, all stuff has to be all the time, 110%, go hard, go home every single day. And that's not necessarily the case. Like there's times, like I said, like I'll go out and eat supper with my family, because at that point in time, spending that time with them is more important than me eating my, classic chicken, rice,
Chicken,
and
right,
broccoli,
yeah,
at home. And that's okay. And I've, been doing it long enough, not necessarily competing, but I also understand how to balance. Like if I know I'm going to go out and have, a quote dirty meal that night, adjusting throughout my day. Okay. So I'll maybe, cut back some of my other meals or come down on some of my fats or something like that to help compensate
Mhm.
for that bigger meal. Like you don't have to be super hardcore strict all day, every day. Like you can make things work and you can still go out and do stuff. And even in prep, I can go to a family birthday.
Mhm.
My family at this point knows that I'm probably going to be eating out of container, and
Yeah,
that's fine.
they're fine.
Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
And it
Like,
does take your family time to understand
It
that
does.
because
yes.
my family didn't come to terms with it right off the bat. They didn't understand it. They had no fucking idea. I had no fucking idea. But if you are not a competitor and want to compete and your family does that, they will come around. I
Mhm.
can promise you that.
Yeah.
My mom hates that I'll be competing again next year because it fucking sucks. If you don't feel like shit during prep, you're not prepping right.
My
As sad
family-
as that.
My family was supportive.
Mhm.
However, I kept it. So, fun fact, I actually kept it a secret for a year. I had done like 3 shows before I really made it public.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell my grandparents. I don't remember if my mom knew or not. And even the kids, I did not say anything to them. But what was interesting to me is they didn't notice anything was changing, except that I was getting up that much earlier to get the cardio in. But I
Mhm.
still worked out. That was not
Just
any
early morning
different.
cardio sessions.
That was not any different to them.
Mhm.
The way I was eating, I
Pretty
ate
much
like
the
that
same.
my entire, their entire life. I just didn't pick off their plates anymore. And I
Right.
was very strategic about what I made for the family and what I
Yeah.
made.
Why
And,
is it that you kept it a secret?
because I think we could agree that in Iowa, and now take Iowa,
Rural
6,
Iowa.
7 years ago, rural Iowa,
Mhm.
competing, it's just not, it's not that it's not heard of. It just was, I felt like there was a stigma behind it. And then you add on living in small town, the same town that I've grown up in my whole life.
Mhm.
And it's hard for people to accept and be okay that I'm choosing to do a sport that some would argue is just about vanity. And your uniform is essentially a bikini that
A
is
thong
almost
bikini.
like a thong.
Yeah.
Depending on the cut, but
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
a lot of bikini competitors have.
Especially at the
Yeah.
especially at the pro level, it is a
And,
very
yeah.
small cut.
Keep in mind too, between our 5 daughters, I knew what it was like to grow up with kind of some food orthorexia type, just
Mhm.
rules that I had set for myself around food and body image. And it was like, I did not want my daughters to, piece that competing had to do with only looking a certain way. Like it was always important to me to show my daughters that fitness is about being strong and it's about feeling good about yourself and staying healthy. And I just didn't want, because I chose this as a goal for myself and as a journey, I didn't want them to look at that as, mom is just trying to be a certain way. Now, I'll get in later, how that kind of changed as I, continued to compete. But that original reason why I kept it a secret was I just wanted to make sure I could really get right about my purpose. And once I was confident with my purpose, then and that confidence grew, and I was, then I could transition over into I'm competing because it's for me. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And that was really beautiful when that happened for me.
Makes it a lot easier too.
But yeah, and the crazy thing is, and maybe you guys found this too, I was like blown away by the support. When it did come out, even in small town, the support that I would got, and even patients like taking care of them in ways and manners. They'll ask me, when's your next competition? Good for you. That takes a lot of dedication. Just really nice compliments. And even now, I'll still get some that ask, and I'm like, well, I'm done. I am
Maybe.
done. I don't know.
I mean,
I
you
don't
still
know.
got time, Ash.
Girl,
Competitions will always be there. I said I was gonna be retired
I know,
twice
but I'm
now,
old.
and guess
I'm
what?
old.
I
mean, I was
full
competing.
fucking shit.
I
You're
was
old.
competing against pros that were the ages of my daughters. I'm sorry, but when you get to a certain age, it doesn't matter the amount of Botox, fillers, anything you can imagine. Stuff just isn't quite the same, and it is unrealistic.
See, you're able to do masters.
That is true, but for me, the part about masters I never liked, you guys, is there was never really that end game of the Olympia. I mean, now there is. There's like a masters.
Yeah, there's
Olympia,
masters Olympia.
but they don't have it every year.
Right.
But if you look at the fucking winner, Jessica Reyes, good gosh, she needs to do women's physique. That's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna rant. I'm done. That was it.
But yeah, so
anyway, well, scrolling totally back to ending my intro because again, as you can tell,
We squirrel.
we're
a
all
lot.
over, and it's fine. It's fine. I'd much rather have a regular conversation than something scripted. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoy that a little bit more. But yeah, ending up my my intro. I've got a background in just kind of everything. Lifelong athlete. I did swimming pretty much most of my life. I had a couple injuries that kind of took some goals and stuff I had away. And that's fine. I was able to pivot. So I've done, like I said, I've done that. A little bit at the collegiate level. I've done Muay Thai fighting, powerlifting, bodybuilding. Like I said, just kind of all around general sports stuff. So hopefully I can kind of bring some of that background and that info for you guys. I've done, geez, all kinds of different quote diets, meal plans. I mean, I love my mom to death, but I kind of grew up with the standard diet culture mom and doing fitness videos in our living room type stuff. So,
Tybo. Anybody remember Tybo?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That was not my mom.
yeah.
That was our PE class. We would do
Oh,
Tybo.
yep,
Oh
yep.
man.
But
My
yes,
mom never did any of those.
Okay, so I kind of aged myself then a little bit because Tybo was around when I had my first daughter, and that's then it.
you're not that old though. I feel like people are gonna think
No,
you're like
she's
in
not.
your 50s. So
So
you
Ashley,
had
how old? We'll go around and say our ages.
Okay.
yeah.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and
It's like a fucking AA meeting.
I will be 39 the end of this month. But you know what?
You had kids younger though, so that's why yours are
I did
older
I did.
now. Your
Yep.
husband's also older.
Yep, I
So that's why
spent
his
out
are
high
older.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't recommend.
My mom did.
I know.
What's that supposed to fucking mean?
No, it just made it harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My
Mhm.
mom had me right out of high school. I had my
Same.
daughter right out of high school.
Mhm.
My daughter broke the cycle though, and I just see all of our daughters succeeding. And if you were to stick a baby in any one of their life right now, how much it would disrupt.
Different, yes,
And it's not
yep.
that I regret that at all.
Especially
Not at all.
nowadays. Fuck.
Right. It's
Mhm.
just hard.
It just makes things hard and different in
Yeah.
a different way.
Right. But I will say, a pro to that is, they're growing up, and it's nice that I'm still younger.
Mhm.
And so I still have a lot of life left. And yeah. And then I think your relationship with your kids is a little bit different. When,
Yeah. A little bit younger.
Yeah, they think I'm a dork, but like, really
It's
not
okay.
cool. Wait, how old are you, Nelson?
I'm gonna be 32 at the end of this month as well.
Mhm.
Are you also 32?
Whoa.
You said as well.
Whoa. I'll be 32 in September.
Oh,
I was saying as
September.
well because we're both March babies.
Oh, okay. As
Yeah.
well as in March. Okay.
Yeah.
But I also
Sorry, I sometimes don't know how to speak. So
Oh.
Wait,
It's fine.
what's the date?
23rd.
I'm a 28.
Aries,
Aries.
which is a terrible
does-
time for us right now with the lunar eclipse and the
Yes.
blood moon.
Do you read
and
about that stuff?
girl, I'm a Wiccan. Of course I do.
Bruh,
Yes.
crystals,
There's a
life.
special thing about this year too. It's
You
like a
have,
ninth
oh, you
year or
haven't seen
something.
my art studio yet.
It's like a ninth year or something, right? I don't know what that means.
This year, I'm not sure.
Something
My
that's important.
I was asked
about
my
this year.
I was asked my mom. My mom is I enjoy that stuff as well. My mom is way more into it than I am. Like she sends me different stuff like on the moon every day and is like, here's your daily moon update. And I'm like, thank you.
Here is why you were crazy.
Literally. And I was like, well, I mean it makes sense. Thank you.
It's this whole week. Plus the planetary alignment that happened.
Dude, the planets
Everybody
being
was
out.
fucked.
Yeah, the planets being out is
Like-
definitely
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
makes so much sense.
Girl, if you need any information, I got you. I'm
okay,
into
so-
this.
It's in the
shit.
group chat. Why am I crazy today?
Oh, because the planet is doing this and with the moon and yeah.
So
stuff like
I
that.
heard though that turning 39 because it's a 3 and a 9.
That is
because of
super
the-
special,
and
yeah.
Because of the year that we're in right now, that turning 39 this year is like a big deal.
Oh.
I just read that.
I know nothing
I'm
about
kind
that
of a
one.
big deal, so
I read that somewhere, so I'm sure. It's
and it
true.
made me feel better about turning 39. So
Yeah.
There you go.
I was like, okay, something good is happening.
yeah,
For
I'm
once.
here for it.
but yeah, so we're not young, we're not old.
We're just us.
We're just us. Yeah, we've got a
Which is
plethora
why
of
we
life experience.
call ourselves the
So,
misfits because We
Yes.
are a bunch of misfits.
Yeah.
But we
it's
are
fun.
also females who really enjoy fitness.
Uh-huh.
I
pizza
wish
in
you
my
guys could
mouth.
see her face because she is so proud in that moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
But-
it's a positive thing. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah. So again, very long rambling with lots of sidetracks and rants, which is as you guys will come to expect.
Yeah. We will have like a certain subject for
Oh,
each
yeah,
episode.
Yeah.
But expect tangents and side quests and adventures along the
Yes.
way. So
Hey, that's what Chris calls his stuff. at
it's a
the
side
gym.
quest.
Calls what?
Yeah.
So like a surprise. So like, okay, say I'm training you. We're
Okay.
doing RDLs. First thing that comes to my mind because I love RDLs. And I'll be like, okay, side quest. We're gonna do wall RDLs. You know, like a superset, but he calls them side quests.
Side quests.
Just it's an
Like,
adventure
surprise!
it's an adventure along the
Surprise, side
adventure,
quest.
just like
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah, we
Side
call them
adventure.
quests.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to the Nelson
Side
household.
quest. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember that.
Yeah, it's fun.
You got it.
Surprise! Like you don't even know it.
Yep. But
I say fun fact a lot.
yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Like fun
yeah.
fact.
Fun fact.
I
We
said
are
fuck
filled
a
with
lot.
fun facts though, so
Can I
that's
say
good.
cunt? Can I say cunt?
Ooh.
No.
I think that's kind of a hard
Oh my
one.
Gosh, I hate that word.
It's
I
kind of hard.
love
I
it.
use it for very,
You
very
love it?
I
special
do.
people. Okay, but we ever get Australian listeners, which if we ever do, shout out because
British.
I love you. But they use that word like
British?
it's all the
Oh,
Australians use it
Australians
like
and
it's like a
British.
super normal word for
I
them.
bet the way they say it though sounds better.
It sounds better. It sounds a little
Yeah.
fancier. It's a little smoother.
Well, here in America, it's not widely
Mm.
accepted, but it's accepted in my household because it's my second favorite word. So
What's it first?
fuck.
Oh. I should have known. Well, I don't
It's like every other
I don't
word.
like the P word. Like,
Don't. I really want to say it.
Don't you say it. Don't
I'm
you
trying
say
to-
it.
Kitty.
Oh,
Sadie.
I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
what? What are we talking about? I was like, I don't have questions.
The other thing that I think, so we're gonna have a podcast or not podcast, Instagram page.
Oh yes,
So
yep.
Instagram page is the Misfits Pod.
Yep. So follow along with that one, and I'll have all this in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
I think at some point maybe if we Duncan never looks like a homeless gremlin, but if we ever don't look like homeless gremlins, so I think eventually we'll probably do a YouTube channel, get some of that going. But we also have a Gmail, so you guys can always send in questions to the Instagram, the Gmail. We all have
Yeah.
access to all that stuff.
Because, like,
So
we want to know, like, what do you guys want to hear about? We
Mhm.
have all sorts of ideas. Gosh, if you
Mhm.
could see our spreadsheet, all the ideas.
yeah.
But we also want to be relevant to what people want to know about. And we're never going to share your name. We're never going to share who you are.
Unless you want us to, then
Right. But yeah, if you have questions that you want to know regarding training or competing or how do we deal with certain situations or what do you recommend for supplements, we can address it on the pod and just kind of talk through it. It's fun.
Mhm.
We've had so many conversations at the gym, and how many times have we said that could have been a pod? It's like we just have such a diverse personalities that
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and we have different experiences because we live 3 completely different lives. So I think it
Mhm.
makes it really
Yes.
interesting.
And different opinions. I mean,
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
we all have different opinions.
Well, and I think let's make a pact. We're not going to get upset with each other, like when we have different opinions.
I'm gonna get fucking pissed.
Oh my god.
No, but I think that will be like we've talked before. I think that's what's going to make things more interesting and relevant because you don't. It's nice sometimes to have a conversation with people that you have the same opinion with, obviously, but then you're also not getting perspective and a different thought process by only talking to people that have the same opinion as you. And I think what also helps make a mature adult is you're able to have these conversations, and at the end of the day, we're still gonna be friends. We're not gonna be friends because there's a different opinion on a supplement or a diet plan
Mhm.
or
The
a
best
way to
train.
the best way to
Mhm.
train or cardio or no cardio. At the end of the day, obviously we're all still really good friends, but again, hopefully we'll give you guys different perspectives, and in those, I'm just assuming. I'm not assuming. I'm sure some are going to get kind of heated because again, we do have very different viewpoints
I'm strong.
on some things. Yes, and we're all very, your classic alpha female. We have our opinions set in our ways. This is what I think, type of thing.
I don't
But
think it'll be.
but I think
get
it'll.
heated.
but I think it'll help bring people, like I said, just different perspectives. And you have someone who is passionate about their opinion. A lot of times they come back with, "Oh, I never thought about XYZ. I can see now why
Mm-hmm.
we would think that way."
Mm-hmm.
But I think it makes it interesting. I think it makes it relevant, and hopefully some of you guys out there can
Like relate to it.
relate.
Well,
Yeah,
and
relate to it, and
especially with competition,
yeah.
with the regard to the competition
Mhm.
folk concept, with the shows starting up, and I think that will be a relevant topic,
Yeah.
especially if people are competing for the first time and these shows are starting to.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is another thing that I didn't
Yeah.
say.
Oh yeah, you do show. Yeah, show stuff.
I'm also an expediter for NPC Midwest. So I'm at all of the Midwest shows that Jack and Antitoni host. So I'm backstage. Like I get,
Come say hi if you see her.
yeah, just come bother me. I'm usually the one wearing black lipstick. That's how I'm described. So yeah.
Told you you're black and white.
Yeah, I am very black and white. So I mean, I have a lot of like intel essentially. What we expect from you, the do's and don'ts, what you should and shouldn't do backstage. Biggest one being, don't fucking wear headphones backstage, because if I call your number and you don't fucking hear me and you miss your class,
There's
you're
a
shit out
lot
of luck.
and there's a lot of people that end up missing their classes
Oh
for
my gosh.
stupid reasons.
If you want to wear headphones, that's fine. Have your headphone in one ear,
Yes.
not the other.
Yes.
Because you can hear me, as you can hear me right now. I have a very loud voice.
How
You can't miss
embarrassing
me.
would that be to miss your class? Because
Yes.
I just can't imagine putting that much work.
You gotta pay attention. Yes, pay attention. It goes fast backstage.
Yes, very fast.
It's chaotic.
Fucking prepared, and we'll talk more about this too. But
for new and seasoned competitors, it's really good info, especially like from you, someone who works backstage, who is backstage, who talks to the judges.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the shows are ran.
Yeah.
That's really good information, because when I went to my first show, granted, I had Duncan was there with me, or she was there with another athlete, but you were there, so I had a little bit of help. My coach was there, but again, my coach also wasn't backstage, so I was backstage essentially by myself for my first show ever.
No one to talk to.
Yeah,
you didn't know anybody.
it's kind of scary. You don't know what to do, what to expect.
It is scary, but I mean that's what the expediters are there for. Ask questions. If you don't know where we're at in the lineup, ask us, because we seriously do not want you to miss your class.
Right.
We want you on that stage. You paid for the time to be there. You
put in the work. Yep.
For so long to be there. We want you on that stage. We don't want you to miss your class. Ask questions. Come find us. Like, we don't care. It's not going to bother us. I mean, I might look like a scary dickhead, but I'm not.
It's not uncommon that you're, and I think maybe athletes need to hear this too. It's not uncommon that your coach is not going to be there at your show.
We honestly prefer no coaches backstage.
Yes.
They are the worst.
Right. And if your coach has multiple athletes, let's say all over the country or all over the state, they can't be at all the shows. So if you are competing, I would just assume, you should just assume that your coach probably isn't going to be there. So you have to be able to function without them.
Yeah.
And
your coach
should put you in a position to set you up to feel comfortable doing
that.
But don't expect your coach is going to be there at every single show you do.
Right. And I think a lot of people, that's a misconception. I think people think that everyone has coaches backstage. I was very...
You see it on social media.
Yeah.
That creates that.
But I feel like that's more pro.
The pro level, yes. But
and that is a different story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but
we're talking NPC.
Yes.
Amateur.
I was very fortunate that my coach even was at mine, because she's out of state at that point. She was in Arizona, and we're in Iowa. So that was a trip that she made. I was not expecting at all. It was really nice, but like I said, she wasn't backstage. She kind of popped in and out of my room every couple hours to see how I was looking. But my last show I did, we did everything by FaceTime and pictures, and then she was like, "All right, just call me when you're done," type of thing. And our show, we didn't have live stream, so I had people in this crowd that live streamed, obviously, and she was able to watch that way. But yeah, if you don't have anyone like to live stream or whatever, like chances are your coach or whoever is not, they're not seeing you as you're on stage.
And that's true too. Like on the pro level, I think you do see more of your coaches present. Like when I was competing pro, I think my coach was at every single one. I'm trying to think. But he also had more than one athlete too. Like I don't think he would have traveled across. He was from Canada. I don't think he would have traveled to my shows for just me. I mean, he
Right.
strategically would place us in groups at
Yeah.
the same shows so that he
Yeah.
could be present, and it was helpful.
And that would be a different story too, to
Yeah,
actually have a
and-
team as opposed to just
Exactly.
you
Mhm.
individually, you know.
And you're right, pro is different than the amateur
Yeah.
as far as
Although I will say this, I've dealt with pros backstage. They're the fucking worst.
I know.
They are entitled
I
assholes.
know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're the fucking worst.
they
Men's physique, I'm sorry guys. Y'all are, oh man. Listen.
I was only at one show. So for the most part, at least the bikini athletes, I always felt like they were very, supportive and friendly.
Mhm.
But there was one show in Dallas. It would have been in, summer of 22. And there was one gal, she was just something else. I mean, just watching her, it made you feel
It's that
embarrassed for
entitlement.
her.
Yes.
Right. And her social media, I finally just unfollowed her, not a big deal.
Mhm.
But she, the way she talked to people, the way she was talking to the expediters and
Belittle them.
and then ironically, I found out she was at a different show with another competitor friend of mine. And I saw this competitor friend make a statement on social media, pretty much stating like, hey, when you're behind stage or when you're backstage, remember we're supporting each other. Like let's straighten each other's crown instead of beating each other down. And she goes, I've never been to a show where I felt this from a competitor. And so I had messaged her and I was like, oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about. Like,
Mhm.
let's not make this a normal thing for
Well, it's
competing. Like,
ridiculous. Yes,
be
you're competing
positive.
against other people, but compete for yourself. Don't
Yes.
be that dickhead backstage.
yeah, just
If
be
you
kind.
are, shut your fucking mouth. Because if you get an expediter like me, I'm going to tell you straight face
Be
to
nice.
shut the fuck up.
Be
Well,
nice.
and people understand too, like, and this is just kind of how I've operated.
It's
Well,
bullying.
yes,
It
well,
is
and
bullying.
one, for the most part, I will say I was pleasantly surprised with how nice everyone was backstage. For the most part, I mean,
Mhm.
people are very nice, very helpful. Even other athletes, even the people you're competing against in your class, like
Yeah.
for the most
Well, I
part,
think that's
everyone's
the
very
NPC
nice.
side of things. Like,
Yes.
everybody's so new, I feel like,
Yes.
at the NPC level.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you get your veterans who, like me, have been competing for 11 years and not pro yet. But I think it's a different vibe because there are newbies there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't really know what's going on either. So
Yeah.
I feel like
Everyone's just there for
there's
each
no
other.
entitlement there.
Well,
Whereas
and-
if you are a pro, you got your pro state, your IFBB pro, your
Mhm.
hot
Yeah.
shit,
I am
there's a
not
sense of
hot
it.
shit.
Like when you are a pro, there's like, for some people, most of
Yeah.
us, we're not like that. But
I had
Yeah.
imposter syndrome. I think I was probably opposite, where I'm like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
Everyone else is better.
Well, I think people don't understand too, like, and like I said, that's kind of what I was leading into it, that I kind of operate too. Like, the judges can see you backstage, and
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think
they
people
can.
realize how much the judges can see you. So, the more that you present, this positive, this bubbly, this like
Be
for me,
positive.
I am for the most part usually a pretty shy person. I'm not, I'm more reserved unless I'm in a comfortable setting.
you're awkward.
Very, very
Yeah.
awkward. But when I put
I'd
my
like to
suit on,
challenge you on that.
yeah, yes,
Okay, I've been backstage with her. The bitch is fucking awkward.
yes.
Okay.
But I also, it's it's like putting on a costume, a different persona within reason.
Mhm.
Where you become this bubbly, this outgoing. You want to draw people's attention for a good way. You want to stand out. Like, I want the judges to remember me because
Confidence.
and they
Project confidence. They
Yes.
can tell if you are nervous.
Yes.
I'm not shitting you. If
I
you
like
are
the
nervous,
dance.
They will see it.
Yes, and I like the dance backstage. One, it just helps me not be nervous. It
Uh-huh.
kind of helps me get that little
I
little
dance
like
at every show.
yeah,
I'm
like
the
little
fucking
like
dancer.
like happy vibes, and it helps kind of. Then I'll start noticing other people kind of start dancing with you a little bit.
Mhm.
And again, just selfishly, what I do, I like that's going to also the judge are looking over like who is over there dancing, and now they are seeing me, and now they're also correlating again. The more you're in the judge's eyes and mind, I think you're just going to do better in general. Like you stand out. You want to stand out for a good way, but
You guys, I'm kind of opposite because when I would be backstage, seeing, competitors like you dancing, I can remember thinking like, oh my gosh, why don't I feel like dancing?
Oh, no.
So
I
we
was
got the
opposite.
awkward turtle. We got
Nervous Nelly.
nervous Nelly. Okay, there we go.
When I would
It just-
compete,
dancing turtle.
dancing
Okay,
turtle.
there we go.
some people look forward to their competition day where they're like, I can't wait, the glam, and all
Oh,
of
see, I
that.
fucking hate the glam.
Fun fact, I hated show day. I was anxious, I was not
Mhm.
confident, and it showed. And so sometimes I look back to my journey when it came to the pro stage. My biggest flaw was my posing. And it's not because I was not able to do posing.
Because you
guys saw me
pose
in the
very
gym.
well.
You
You've
guys
helped
saw
me with
in the
my
gym.
posing. Yeah.
Right. I could pose other people. I could pose myself, but the moment you get me on stage,
Blackout.
yes.
Mhm.
And it's like I would get so, like I said, the imposter syndrome of I don't belong here. Look at these other beautiful women. Their posing is flawless and they exude this natural confidence that
The
I don't have.
radiance.
Right. And
Mhm.
so I feel like I became awkward on stage. And it sucks because I look back and I'm like, if I could have just channeled that, would my success been a little bit different?
Especially at the the pro, like we alluded to, the pro level is totally different, but pro bikini is a whole different monster. Like
I mean,
everything that
essentially,
you
it's a
guys
fitness
do,
it's like a
yeah,
it's not only your physique, but it comes down to the detail of
your
the
hair
suit,
color, your
hair.
makeup,
And they want your hair to look
yes,
healthy and your
yes,
skin. They don't want
Okay,
yes,
I'm gonna
which is
put bikini
which is
this way.
hard in bikini or in
It's
prep
so
to have
hard.
healthy hair and skin. Ugh.
Like you
Mine's
have to
fine.
be perfect. If you are, and
Mine's all
everybody,
natural though. No
Mhm.
color.
yeah, it's hard.
Mhm.
And that's a whole different segment for another day
But
of how that can be. It's just hard.
Well,
But
bikini and
people don't-
wellness are like I hate to say this, it's a pageant show.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
And-
They're the beauty babes. It literally is a pageant show.
Right. And what happens when you don't fit that mold?
yes,
I couldn't.
yeah.
I couldn't. I'm not a hair flipper.
Flipper.
Sorry, guys.
You have so
I'm
much
not.
hair though.
I
When we
do,
get when
but
we get the
when
hair,
they do that
Nelson's
back
gonna be
pose
our
and they
hair chick.
Like run their hands in their hair to
It's
wiggle
so-
it. I'm like, why?
Yeah, but they've sexualized all of it.
It's
That's the
fucking
other-
dumb.
That's the other
And
thing
the
that
arm
is frustrating.
movement. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't like bikini.
No,
I despise it.
um,
It's too girly for me. Too many arm movements, shoulder shrugs, wings, hair
well,
flips.
it's
Too
it's
much.
who can be the sexiest when they're coming on.
Mhm.
And I didn't do well either because that was just not me.
We need tape
Tape.
so I can stop ranting.
Oh. But anyway, these will all be topics. These are all be topics. We'll cover up. Wow, not cover up. See, I'm only halfway through my coffee, and that's my issue right now, and it's far too early in the morning. So, see, the
God.
straw makes it go faster. You're welcome.
I took the straw out so I can chug
Why did you just?
it.
Duncan's over there drinking a hot coffee with a straw provided via
Okay,
me because I
I
drink my
know.
coffee with a straw.
You do?
Always,
So I used to.
always.
Forever, like for years, and then I stopped. But
I have to because I have sensitive teeth.
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
can't drink anything.
one of my
cold.
best friends,
just
she
like it
does
better.
just keep her teeth whiter.
I don't have a reasoning. I just
Yeah.
like it.
No, I just do. I just don't.
So, but anyway, yes. So, like I said, lots of rambling, lots of side quests, rants, but hopefully this kind of gives you guys a fun little intro on what our podcast is going to be about.
It'll have more topics, you guys.
Yes, more legitimate topics and conversations. I don't want to say less rants or side quests, but more relevant, to say the least. So hopefully you guys want to tune in and keep listening. And I think we're planning on having a couple episodes out a month. Like I kind of alluded to, we all have very crazy schedules, but we want to
Be
share
consistent.
stuff. Yeah, be consistent and share stuff with you guys. Like I said, I'll have ways you can contact us in the show notes. Because like Duncan said, we do want to hear what you guys want to hear and what's relevant to you guys as well. So subscribe, tune in, all those fun things, and we
Yes.
will see you guys for the next one. Yeah.
See him.
See them, hear them, all the things.
All the things.
All the
All the
things.
things. All right. Until next time.
Thanks, guys.